So I got these guys that's saying, yo, Brandon, why you talking about insurance? And I say to them, yo, shut up, man. You gotta sit down and listen to what I'm talking about. Alright? So you're saying to me, Brandon, why do I need to get insurance? Well, I'm gonna tell you why you need to get insurance. Alright, so let's say you need to pay a big medical bill, or your little kid Johnny just broke the neighbor boy's leg with a pellet gun or something. Let's say this snake represents the bill you got to pay. So let's say you don't got no insurance. That's like going against this snake and trying to fight it by yourself. That's not gonna go over well. Now, if you got the insurance, that's like taking you and all your little insurance buddies to come help you out. Now, if you take all your little insurance buddies along with you, you're gonna take that snake and go, Pah! You bye-bye, Snakey. Alright, so first off, we're gonna talk about those darn risks for both teenagers and those adults who think they're so high and mighty with the age. After that, we're gonna talk about your life insurance. Then we're gonna move on and talk about some property insurance. And after property insurance, what we're gonna do is talk about your umbrella insurance, and you're just gonna love every single second of it. It's great. I know what you're thinking. You're gonna ask me, Brandon, what kind of risks do teenagers face? Well, I'm gonna make a list for you. We're gonna go through it. Some of them might sound silly, but just stick with me. So this is what it boils down to. The two main things that are affecting the teenagers, the two main risks that they have to worry about are the liability and things that happen with their car. Because we all know that teenagers are prone to doing dumb stuff. I'm a teenager. I know I've done dumb stuff too. It's okay, we've all done it, been there, done that, oh well, it's over with. So, what kind of risks do they face? Well, obviously the liability. Let's say they're out in the woods just playing around, they think one of their buddies is a deer, so they shoot him with an arrow. Now he's got an arrow in his neck, and he's gotta have hospital bills. Oh shoot, who's gonna pay for that? Also, teenagers, as we know, 10 and 16, oh my god, I get a car. Now I can drive around and go hang out with my friends at the makeout point. And as we all know, since teenagers aren't very good drivers, accidents tend to happen. So a little example here. Here we got one little car, alright? You see this little car? And we got Mr. Big Bad Dude with his weird hat on his motorcycle. So he's going ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. And then you come with your car and you go, yeah, he's gone. You broke his motorcycle. Teenagers do dumb stuff. So, we're gonna show you some examples of things that happen with the risks with teenagers and how they can either avoid them, confront them, or just, deal with it. Alright, so some of the risks for adults are about the same as teenagers. I mean, you get the same stuff with the liability in the car and the accidents and whatnot. But when you're an adult, there's just so much more you get to worry about. Like, let's say for instance, you got a family to provide for. Then you gotta get your life insurance, I mean just in case you go. Who's gonna pay for the stuff when you're not making money for the family anymore? And that same sort of thing calls into question disability insurance. What if you're working and providing money for your family, and all of a sudden you get hurt on the job, and you can't work no more? Do you have disability insurance? Do you get workers' compensation? I mean, who's gonna pay for that stuff when you're not able to work anymore? And then you gotta do all your medical insurance because, I mean, you gotta cover you, your spouse, your chitlins if you got any. There's a lot of stuff to worry about when you're an adult, man. Lots of risks too. Do you want to take the risk of not having any insurance? I mean, sure, you'll save a bunch on monthly premiums, like let's say medical insurance. That stuff is expensive as heck. But even though medical insurance is really expensive, it can be much more costly if you don't have it at all. I mean, just think about it. If you even have to have something as simple as an appendectomy, you're running $5,000 for procedure right there. You gotta pay for the surgery, you gotta pay for the medications, the hospital stay, the CT scans that go along with it. I mean, I'm speaking from experience here. My appendix has been removed 3 times. Okay, maybe I'm lying. It's only been removed once, but still, it's not a cheap procedure. And then what if you get the really bad stuff? I mean, I hate to say it, but what about cancer? What about organ transplants? Stuff like that can run hundreds of thousands of dollars. So in conclusion, it doesn't have to be with just medical stuff. I mean, think about your auto insurance. What if your little boy Jimmy wrecks your car on a Saturday night and you gotta pay $10,000 just to, get a new one? It's not good to take those sorts of risks. There's always bad things that can happen. It can be with auto insurance, liability insurance, anything on your property. If you don't have property insurance and your house burns down, you're out, my friend, you're out. Medical insurance, life insurance, you need this sort of stuff just in case the bad things happen.
Dude, it looks like your car was shot with a shotgun. It's okay. I've accepted the risks of driving every day. I have auto insurance.
It's time to go.
No, I don't have life insurance.
It's not my problem.
Brandon, come on, you've been in there for months.
No, I'm not coming out. I'm avoiding the risk of the outside world. I have no insurance.
Brandon, what are you doing?
I'm reducing the risk of going outside, so then we can go play and have fun. Alright? Let's go.
Guys, do you really think this is a good idea?
No, it's okay. Trinity and I have both accepted the risks, even though I don't have liability insurance. Wow, I did not think that one through at all. Brian, can you drive me downtown so I can get umbrella insurance before his parents find out? I know full well what you're thinking. You're thinking, my lord, Brandon, there's hell dents all over your car. That's okay. I've accepted the risk and taken up comprehensive coverage. Get it? Got it? Got it.
So now we're going to talk about what I said we were going to talk about earlier. Don't worry. I remembered. Property insurance. What does it include? Well, just about everything, my friends. But the three things you got to remember are that property insurance covers you on liability, crimes, and hazards. So what does that mean? Well, with the liability, that means that anyone that is on your property that is a guest or an uninvited guest, you are responsible for. Now, what is a guest? A guest is somebody you actually personally invite over to your house. Hey, Tom, you want to come over for the game tonight? Yes, I do. Now, if Tom gets hurt while he's on your property, he is covered by your liability insurance. Uninvited guests. Let's say the mailman comes over, delivers your mail, and gets attacked by your rogue chihuahua. It tears his foot off. You are liable. But don't worry, you have property insurance, so you're good to go. Property insurance with your liability, however, does not cover a trespasser. Trespasser leads me into my next category, which is crimes, such as vandalism or theft. If somebody comes onto your property and does damage to it, and let's say your rogue chihuahua goes after him and tears his foot off, you are not liable for him because he's a trespasser. Now, the third one is hazards. Let's say, I hate to say it, but let's say your house burns down and you're not insured. What does that mean? You're crap out of luck, my friend. You see, because if you're not insured, you can't get a new house, but if you were insured, then the insurance would, depending on whether you had a cash value or replacement value, get you a new house, more or less. Cash value giving you the cash of what you paid for the house. Replacement value giving you what the house is actually worth, because as we all know, houses tend to appreciate in value, and who doesn't want a replacement value to get the same type of home they were in before? I know that's what I would want. Quite simply, life insurance provides funds to the beneficiaries when the insured dies. So get this, there are a couple of different types of life insurance. You have your temporary life insurance, which goes with like your term policies that last for, let's say, 20 years, and then the policy is completely gonzo and you don't get any of that money back. And then you have permanent life insurance. Now, permanent life insurance can be broken down quite a bit. You got your whole life, you got limited pay life, universal life, variable life, you name it, it's there. These types of life insurances will last until after you die. This is the kind of stuff that has death benefits that pays off after you die, such as whole life insurance, which you pay all the way through your life, then it pays off. It's not complicated. Just remember that life insurance covers the cost of funerals and everyday living after the insured has died. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Brandon, why'd you get all boring on us all of a sudden, talking about all this insurance crap, not doing any of your funny voices anymore, or having the little action figure guys run out to do fun stuff, or having any of your video clips or weird noises, that sort of stuff? Well, you know what? This sort of stuff needs to be taught to you, so just sit down, shut up, and enjoy the rest of the lesson, okay? So now we're going to talk about umbrella insurance. And you're thinking, oh, I need insurance on my umbrellas? No, stupid, that's not how it works. Umbrella insurance is supplementary liability insurance. So let's take, for example, you are a coach, alright? And you are responsible for all these little chitlins running around doing whatever sport it is you coach. Maybe it's ballet, maybe it's football, it doesn't really matter. We'll use football for this example. Well, let's say there's something that happens at practice and one of the players gets hurt while he's under your watch. You are liable for those players, and you are liable for their safety. Now, if their family chooses to sue you, you might want to have umbrella insurance to cover the cost of, their medical bills, the court battles, that stuff covers up to like $1 million, $2 million. And that is the far extreme of liability coverage. So if you're doing something with child care, whether it be like daycare provider or a coach, you're probably gonna want to have some umbrella insurance.
Dude! 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 Dude!